July was probably one of the worst months of reselling that I have had in a very long time. I'm talking years, people. The worst month I've had in years.
Won't nobody love you the way they should. Won't nobody check up on you, make sure you're good. Won't nobody check those body treatments for your neck.
Hi everyone, my name is Becky Park and I have been a part-time reseller now for, I want to say like 5 years, and you wouldn't know it from the trajectory of my sales, seeing as how literally July has been one of the worst months probably ever in my reselling career since a year into reselling or something like that. But that's okay.
I'm fine! Totally fine! I don't know why it's coming out all loud and squeaky, because really, I'm fine.
That's part of reselling part-time, and that's part of not being tied down to your reselling business, which we'll talk about. Like the weeks that I'm going to talk about in this What Sold video, I was in Seattle and I just didn't really give a flying. So I don't know. I had already had such a rough summer with reselling. I was like, it's fine. Like I could sell nothing and it's fine. Like it is what it is and I'll kick it into high gear once I get back. So it was kind of a rough week, but I am going to share with you my sales weeks in the last week of July and the first week of August. And like I said, we're kind of getting caught up here because I'm trying to do like 2 weeks worth of what solds in a video. And in the next video that I upload, which hopefully will be uploaded on September 1st, I'm going to be sharing with you the 5 things that I'm going to do to just kind of get back on my feet and kind of reinvigorate my reselling business. Because like I said, it's just been really sad this summer, especially. Before that, it was a little bit sad too, but like this summer was like extra amounts of sad. So we're going to really try to prepare our reselling business for Q4 and take advantage of the fact that in the fall, people are kind of more in the mood to shop and just spend some money. And hopefully like as the economy gets a little bit better too, like it just kind of helps out. I don't know, all the things. So that video is going to be coming out. And I do feel like I'm already feeling the effects of summer slowdown just kind of going bye-bye. Today, for example, I had like 8 things sell, which is crazy because as you'll see, like in the weeks that we're going to talk about in today's video, sometimes I sold literally like close to 8 things. Like it was really sad. Also, if you're noticing that like this just looks crazy, it's because my hair is crazy. I'm getting it done tomorrow. Thank the good Lord. So hopefully I'm a little bit more presentable in future videos. But without further ado, let's get into like the 4 things that sold these 2 weeks that we're going to talk about. So we're going to start by talking about Monday, which was July 25th. For some reason on Poshmark, I literally just sold like kid stuff this week. I feel like maybe there was one adult thing. I also only sold 5 things on Poshmark this entire week. I'm telling you, it was a rough sales week. So the first thing to sell on Poshmark was this Abercrombie Kids blue short sleeve polo shirt in a youth extra large. It was like a size 16 youth. This sold for $10, rightfully so. It's a polo shirt. And so I made a profit of $7.05 because these Abercrombie polo shirts just showed up in my house one day. I have no idea where they come from. I certainly did not go out and source them myself. They just appeared. So I'm assuming someone gave them to me for free out of the goodwill of their heart. I don't know. But I made $7.05. So yippee! Off to a great start. On eBay, I sold this pair of Patagonia tan nylon hiking shorts in a size 6. These sold for $21. I had $3.92 into them because they were part of a wholesale pallet that I got from a fellow reseller. So I made a profit of $13.76. Those did sell fairly quickly. I listed them at the perfect time. I listed them in the summer when people are, going hiking and doing all sorts of fun outdoorsy things. So those were really only listed for, I want to say, like 2 to 3 weeks, and they sold for a decent amount, $21. On Tuesday, which was July 26th, on eBay, I sold this pair of new with tags Dockers D3 Never Iron Essential Khaki Classic Fit pleated pants in a size 31 by 30. That was a mouthful, but those sold for $22, and so I made a profit of $17.91. And those I actually got for free from my mother-in-law. The last time that we went to visit, she literally filled a huge garbage bag with, I want to say, like all like Dockers or Tommy Hilfiger or like Izod, just a bunch of like old school, old man like work pants. Most of them are pleated. Some of them were so old they had like moth holes in them, but some of them were new with tags, still old, but like new with tags. Just very old style pants. I have no motivation or desire to list these things, but I just kind of force myself, like every time I'm photographing clothes, to like photograph 2 or 3 pairs of these pants at a time just to like get through the pile, because like I said, it was a garbage bag full. There were at least 30 to 45 pairs of pants in there, I would say, and they've been selling. Like, these were not even listed for a week, I want to say, and they sold for $22 on eBay, and so I made a pure profit of $17.91. I mean, there's the motivation I need to list them. Like, it's just pure profit sitting in that bag, so I just need to get them up and, you know, start making money on them. I have nothing into them, so why not, right? The next thing to sell was over on Mercari. It was this new with tags Banana Republic camel wool blend 2-button blazer in a size 0. This I actually found at a Goodwill near my in-laws' place, and I saw that it was new with tags. Banana Republic, I don't pick up that often. It can do well, but I don't know. I feel like I sit on it for longer than I want to. But this was priced at $9.99, and I was like, I'll just try it. It was brand new. Part of me was like, maybe I'll keep it, but I don't really have anywhere to wear a blazer to. And plus, if I am wearing like suiting type stuff, it really does need to be petite for me because my arms and legs are so short. I basically have the body of like a 12-year-old girl. But anyway, this I listed pretty high. I listed it for like $75. But, you know, on Mercari, I do that smart pricing where they drop the price for you a little bit at a time, and I think that I had said my floor price was $50. So it was at $50 for a bit, and then someone offered me $41. I didn't have any bites anywhere else, so I just went ahead and accepted, and I still made a $25.42 profit, which I think is pretty good. And, you know, it was just time to move it. So I was happy to make the sale. I was willing to go down that much because was it really worth $75 to begin with? Probably not. It probably wasn't going to sell for that much. So moving on to Wednesday, which was July 27th, on eBay, I sold this pair of Hudson Krista crop skinny raw hem low-rise jeans in a size 26. These were in the wholesale palette as well. I know that low rise is making a comeback, but on principle, because I just don't want to see low rise again in my life, I have not been picking them up. So I for sure did not pick these up. They, like I said, were in that wholesale palette. I very begrudgingly listed them despite the fact that they're low rise. They sold fairly quickly for $27.90, only confirming my suspicion and dread that low rise jeans really are making a comeback. I have seen it in the flesh. You know, I live near the U of I campus, and we go to campus fairly frequently. Like, sometimes you can't help but drive through it to get to certain places, and I have seen the girls in their low-rise jeans and crop tops just showing like all of the... it makes me sad because I will not ever be able to pull off that style again just because of the state of my body after giving birth to 2 children. And, you know, it's like I feel sad when I can't partake in trends. But anyway, those sold for $27.90. I made a profit of $19.22. I will list whatever makes its way into my house if I can make a little money off of it, and that's what happened here. So if you got your low-rise jeans, go ahead and list them because they will sell, because low rise is back, whether you like it or not. The next thing to sell was this pair of Adriano Goldschmied The Protege straight leg jeans for men in a size 33. Unfortunately, we found out too late that these were hemmed. I found out when I got them home. That's one of those things, you know, I just need to do a better job of checking jeans like in a bunch of different spots to make sure that there aren't certain flaws. And one of the places to check really is the hem, to make sure that no one, you know, hemmed them and shortened the length on their own. Regardless, and obviously I noted in the listing that these were hemmed, they still sold for $34.99, which was my full asking price. These were promoted at 3%. I picked them up at that same Goodwill that I got the Banana Republic blazer at. So this was like months ago, so it's kind of funny that those 2 things sold, you know, the same week. But I had $6.99 into those jeans, and so I made a profit of $20.71. I have definitely slowed down on picking up Adriano Goldschmied for women. I pass on it a lot. I probably pick up like, I want to say like 50% of the Adriano Goldschmied that I find for women nowadays. But most men, like 75 to 80% of the men's Adriano Goldschmied that I find, I will pick up because it sells better. It sells faster. It sells for more money than the women's. So, you know, just because you really like a brand or you heard that it sells well doesn't mean that all items for all categories will sell well by that brand. So just make sure that you do your research. On July 28th, which was a Thursday, I had another Poshmark sale. It was another kid sale, and it was this new with tags Gymboree green puffer winter coat in a size 4T. I don't know where this came from. I actually think that we purchased it for my son and then he never wore it because we got better coats for him. So this I just went ahead and listed because although he could actually probably wear it now because he's really small for his age, we have better coats for him. So I listed it. It sold for $23 and I made a profit of $18.40. Obviously there was some cost of goods in there, but I'm just saying that there wasn't because it was intended for my son. He didn't end up wearing it, but I think we did make our money back because I'm pretty sure we got that on like super clearance. The next thing that sold was over on eBay. It was this Anthropologie Sunday in Brooklyn gold leaf feather tank in a size extra, extra small. I would never pick up Anthropologie in a size extra, extra small and buy like a house brand like Sunday in Brooklyn. I would never pick that up to resell because it just probably is going to take forever to sell. I had actually picked this up for myself and it just didn't look good. So I did go ahead and list it. And I did list it kind of high. I listed it for like $35, but it actually did sell for $29.90. That was promoted. That was an offer that I sent out to watchers. Again, I had $4 into it from a local consignment store because I had purchased it for myself, but I was very pleased when it sold for that amount. So it just goes to show, like, you never know, like there is a buyer for everything. It was listed for a decent amount of time, at least a couple months, but I did make a $20.64 profit on that. So not too shabby, definitely a lot better than I thought I'd do on that item. So I don't know, sometimes you think you know everything and then you realize you absolutely do not. The next thing to sell was this pair of chaps, tan golf shorts. They had cargo pockets. They were in a size 40. These I got at the Goodwill outlet for $1.27 because I'll get most things at the outlet for that cheap if it's in good shape. These were promoted at 3% as well and they sold for $19.99, which was my full asking price. So I made a profit of $16.02. You can't beat the cost of goods at the bins, and while I don't get to go very often because the bins are about a 2.5 hour drive away from me. That's like the closest bins to me. I do try to go every chance that I can because it's a great way to pick up a lot of inventory for pretty cheap. Maybe not like the most exciting inventory. Like I was not super excited about that pair of golf shorts from Chaps of all, brands, but it made me some money, so I'll take it. On Friday, which was July 29th, I had one sale over on Mercari, and it was this pair of Dansko Verona Vivian open-toe leather graphite sandals in a size 9.5 for women. These sold for a little bit lower than I would have liked. They sold for $26, and I did have $5 into them from a ThredUp rescue box from a long time ago. Like I've been sitting on these for a while, and that is something that I've been noticing about Dansko is that I've been sitting on it for longer and longer, but they did finally sell, and I made my profit of $17.35. Dansko is another brand that I used to pick up basically any Dansko anytime I found it, and now I am very picky about the Dansko that I pick up. I honestly probably only pick up like 30 to 40% of it because oftentimes it's way overpriced or it's in really rough condition, and I don't know, I just don't pick it up as often as I used to, and this is one of the prime reasons as to why. The next day of sales that we'll talk about is July 30th, which was a Saturday. I had 2 Poshmark sales. Both of them were kids items. So out of the 5 items that sold on Poshmark, 4 of them that we've talked about so far have been kids items. Crazy. So the first thing to sell was this pair of Harley Davidson black cargo track activewear pants in a size medium. So again, youth medium. Those sold for $20. I believe I had them listed for $25. I got a lot of offers on them when I first listed them, but the offers were for like $10 or $15. And I was like, I don't mind waiting. Like, I got space in my house. I'm going to wait for the right buyer to come along. So the right buyer finally did, and they moved for $20, and I had $1.02 into them because I purchased them from a local reseller who was just selling all of her stuff so that she could kind of get out of the reselling business because she had a lot of other stuff going on in her personal life. So I was able to buy her stuff off of her real cheap, and I made a profit of $14.98. It does pay to wait forever for things to sell because you can make $14.98. It doesn't pay. Sometimes you should just take the lower offer and move the items along. But the next item to sell was this pair of Converse Teal All-Star Madison Ox. I don't know if any of that is right. I don't know what that means. Low top sneakers in a size 2, a youth size 2. Those sold for $20 with discounted shipping. I had $3.99 into those. I believe I picked them up at a local thrift store. So I made a profit of $9.33. Not a whole lot. This is why I don't pick up a lot of Converse because I feel like I never sell them for that much and I always end up sitting on them for a while. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there are some really great Converse bolos out there. I have never found them. I just find the very basic ones that, like I said, don't sell for a whole ton. So yeah, you live and you learn. Converse, you can stay at the thrift store. I'm not going to take you home with me. I had a sale on Mercari, and it was this Vineyard Vines coral short sleeve t-shirt. It had like a little pocket on the front with the logo, and there was a flaw. I don't remember what it was. There was like holes or a rip somewhere, but that's why I listed it really low. I think I had it listed for like $12 or $15, and someone sent me a $10 offer on Mercari. I accepted because I got this in a thredUP rescue box for $3, and I was just happy to make any money on it. So I made a profit of $5.41 on that. On Sunday, which was July 31st, on Poshmark, I sold this new with tags Beach Lunch Lounge blue striped cuffed tunic in a size extra small. That sold for $15, so I made a profit of $12 because I did get that for free from someone at my church. It's been listed for like a decent amount of time, and what's really frustrating is that this sold, basically like a month ago. I'm filming today on August 29th. And it sold again on eBay for my full asking price of $24.99 a few days ago. So I went to pull it to ship, realized that it was gone because as I looked back at my records, it had already sold on Poshmark. I don't know why it didn't delete on eBay when I went to go delete all of my listings, after it sold on Poshmark. So that does happen every once in a while, mainly just because I'm not careful. And it was frustrating because it sold for more than this, but it was already out of my house, so what could I do? On eBay, I sold this Tech Gear Dry Tech. That's like Tech Gears is, dry fit, I guess. They're like moisture wicking technology. And it was like this sleeveless tank top in a men's 2XL. This sold for $11.99, which was my full asking price. Again, I got that in a thredUP men's bulk rescue box. So I had $2.99 into it. I made a profit of $6.59. I knew that was not going to be a big money maker because it's Tech Gear and it's a very simple piece, but I went ahead and listed it because it was 2XL and it wasn't listed for too long. On Mercari, I sold this new with tags J. Crew Camel Chino Skort in a size 4. This sold for $20. I got it for $2. That was my average cost of goods in a thredUP women's bulk mixed rescue box. I don't know what all that stuff is called, but it was in like one of those 100 or 200 pound boxes. So I made a profit of $15.12. That was my first sales week that we'll talk about in this video. And what I'll do is I'll tell you what my net profit was for the week, but I'll also share my July month numbers with you since that is the end of July. So for the week, I made a net profit. This is after fees, after shipping, all that stuff, my cost of goods. I made a net profit of $238.89. It's pretty sad considering that my goal for the week is $833.33. We missed that goal by a lot. Like we were not even close to it. We could not even see it on the horizon. Like it was so far away. So even worse, in the month of July, my goal is to make $3,333.33. That's how much I'm trying to earn every month in net profit so that I can make a net profit of $40,000 for the year. Instead of making $3,333.33, however, I made a net profit of $2,284.76 in July. That is more than $1,000 less of where I wanted to be. So it was a rough month. And not only did I miss my goal, it was just a rough month, like one of the roughest months I've ever had. So year to date, in order to be on track to meet my $40,000 goal, I should have earned a net profit of $23,333.31. I did not, and instead, year to date, I am sitting at $16,875.17. Like I said, will have a video coming out in a few days about what I plan on doing to try and bridge the gap. I don't think that it's going to be possible, if I'm being completely transparent with you. I will have to work my face off in order to catch up to my goal, but I'm definitely going to try and we'll see what happens. And like I said, if you're kind of in the same spot that I am and you're sitting way behind your goals, maybe that video will be helpful to you. So make sure that you're subscribed if you are not already, if you want to see that video when it comes out. And if you enjoyed hearing about my crappy week of sales in the end of July, definitely hit that like button because guess what? It's about to get crappier. Here we go. So on August 1st, which was Monday, I had one sale on eBay. It was this pair of Jessica Simpson green, the warm-up star print leggings in a size small. These actually sold for more than I thought they would. They sold for $14.50, which... okay. They were promoted at 3%. They were part of that wholesale palette, so I had an average cost of goods of $3.92 into each of those items. So I started off the week with a strong net profit of $7.35. We'll take it. And moving on to the next day, which was August 2nd, that was a Tuesday. On Poshmark, I sold the North Face beige short sleeve button-up shirt in a men's size medium. That sold for $17 with discounted shipping. That was a Posher VA sale. Posher VA is a Chrome extension that I use to share my closet and send out offers to likers every 5 minutes after, an item gets liked. So because of Posher VA, I made the sale. I had $3.92 into that item because it came from the same wholesale palette. So I made a profit of $7.96. The North Face is huge bread and butter for me. It never sells for a ton. It usually does sell pretty quickly, and I just, try to be really careful about not picking up their super basic items. Obviously, I didn't have a choice in the matter with this item because it was part of that palette, and I was going to list everything that was sellable, knowing that I was going to make less money than desirable on a lot of the items, but that's okay. It's just kind of part of buying a palette. But over on eBay, another item from that wholesale palette. So again, I had $3.92 into it. Again, kind of not something that I would consider desirable. Definitely not something that I would pick up at a thrift store. But it was this Ivanka Trump aqua blue starburst side zipper dress in a size 16. So it was in a good size, but it was pretty saturated online, this style of dress, the starburst dress, and none of them were selling for very much. So this sold for $15 on eBay. I made a profit of $7.81. So far, the first three things that we've talked about have all sold for $7 and something cents. So it was a great start to the week. On August 3rd, which was Wednesday, on Poshmark, I sold this pair of new without the box Vionic brown beaded ankle strap sandals in a women's size 6. These sold for $29. I had $4.92 into them from a local consignment store. That was my average cost of goods that particular day when I went sourcing. So I made a profit of $18.28. Vionic is a pretty great comfort wear brand. It's become a definite bread and butter brand for me when it comes to shoes. I feel like Vionic used to do a little bit better than it does now. And it's okay. It still does pretty well. And if you can get it for cheap enough, you can make, at least $20 net profit on them. So I still definitely pick it up. I am a lot pickier about what I will pick up from that brand, but it is a good shoe brand. On eBay, I sold this Loft black and white pleated sleeveless career dress in a size 10. This one I picked up at a local consignment store for $1. Otherwise, I would not have picked it up because Loft is not a brand that I pick up very often. It's just so oversaturated online. And even though it is pretty expensive retail, I'd say it definitely costs a lot more than it needs to. They often have a lot of sales, and I don't know. I just feel like the resale value is not there with this brand, but it sold for $19.90. That was an offer that I sent out to watchers. So I made a profit of $10.87 when all was said and done. Why? Why did I make so little on this when it sold for... I don't know. I don't know what happened, but that was my profit, $10.87. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened there. But moving on to Thursday, which was August 4th, I had two more eBay sales. The first one being this Nike Dry Fit purple geometric running mesh racerback tank top in a size large. This sold for a whopping $8, and I had $1.50 into it because it was something that I purchased from a friend when she was moving to another state, and she didn't want to bring all her reselling stuff with her. So I bought out her inventory, and I made a profit of 73 cents on this. Why? I'm so confused. Maybe I didn't charge enough for shipping on this one and the one before, and that's why my profit was so low. I don't know. 73 cents. What can you get with 73 cents? You could buy a couple stamps. Can you even buy a couple? How much is one stamp? You could buy, a few sticks of gum. I don't know. That probably paid for how much it costs to ship out the item in terms of, packing materials and stuff. Not the greatest sale, but It was in my house. I had it listed. I was ready to get it out. Even if I just broke even, that's okay because I've already made a ton of money off of, that buyout. So, whatever. The next thing to sell was this pair of new with tags, Loft Marissa Modern Career Pants in a size 2 petite. This was something that a friend of mine gave to me for free from church. They sold for $24.99. That was my full asking price. So I made a profit of $23.17. That is more like it. I did have those listed forever. I mean, forever and ever, because, like I said, Loft is very saturated online. So it just took a while for my pair of these dress pants to sell, and that's kind of the name of the game when it comes to Loft. You're going to sell it, but you're going to sit on it for a long time. On Friday, which was August 5th, I had a Poshmark sale, and it was this pair of Eileen Fisher black pull-on pants in a size medium. These sold for $35. They were in that wholesale palette as well, so I had $3.92 into those, and I made a profit of $24.08. That's kind of how it is with palettes or liquidation or things like that. Some things are going to sell for a decent amount, and some things are going to sell for like almost nothing. So, because you don't have a say in the matter, you just get what you get and you don't throw a fit. You have to decide what you want to do with those items that you're not super crazy about. This Eileen Fisher pair of pants, I would have picked up at the thrift. Like, I would have definitely sourced those myself. But a lot of the other items that I've talked about in this video, I would have left behind, but because they were at my house, I made the conscious decision to list a lot of that stuff, even though it wasn't stuff that I would source myself. There were also like over 100 items that I took to consignment sales, that I took to Play-Dohs, things that I was like, I'm not going to list this, like things that I knew weren't even going to sell for like $8 online. So, it's like, that's kind of the name of the game when it comes to wholesale and liquidation, is just getting a good amount of good stuff that you can make some good money on, but also having to figure out what to do with stuff that you don't want to list yourself. So, just make sure you've got space and time to deal with all that stuff if you want to get into the wholesale or liquidation game. The next thing to sell, this was actually a really great piece that came out of that wholesale palette. It was this pair of the J. Peterman Company white 100% linen elastic waist pants in a size medium. So when I did an unboxing, and I had to do like 3 or 4 videos to get through that whole wholesale palette because it was, a lot of stuff, I didn't know what these were. And when I pulled them out and started talking about them, I just kind of left it at, well, they're 100% linen, so even though this brand seems like whatever, I'll just go ahead and list them. And so many of you left such helpful comments in the comment section letting me know that this company, the J. Peterman Company, was actually a pretty well-known and sought-after brand back in the 90s. It was the company that Elaine from Seinfeld worked for in the show Seinfeld.
Yes, I'm J. Peterman.
And that's what a lot of you knew about the brand, was the fact that it was talked about on Seinfeld. So with that new knowledge that you all bestowed upon me, I knew to really research the brand and the item, and I saw that I could probably sell them for $40 to $50. So I listed them for $50. I got a ton of watchers. Like, I think these had like over 20 watchers on them, which is not common for me to get that many watchers on any given item. I had so many watchers. I sent out so many offers to watchers. I got a lot of lowball offers. And finally, they sold for $40. I believe that was an offer that came into me, which I very happily accepted. So I made a profit of $29.35. That is another thing that I have enjoyed about buying out people's inventory or about doing these wholesale palettes, is that while there's a lot of stuff in, those purchases that I could do without, you also get to learn about a lot of great brands, because there's stuff in there like this that I would not have been able to learn about otherwise. So that was really cool, and now I know to be on the lookout for the J. Peterman Company. And then the last sale that we'll talk about sold on Sunday, which was August 7th. It was this pair of the North Face Gore-Tex Cradle blue and gray. I can't read my own handwriting. Low top Vibram shoes. These I picked up at a local Goodwill. They definitely had them priced kind of high at $20. But I looked up comps. I saw that they were pretty good. The North Face shoes, they're kind of hit or miss. I don't think that I've picked up like the majority of them that I have found, just because, comps just really weren't there. But these, I was like, okay, I'll take a risk. I'll pick them up for 20. I had them listed for 100 actually, and they were listed for a really long time. To be fair, mine were definitely priced a lot higher than probably most comps, but that's because they were in like new without the box condition. I don't think that they'd ever been worn, but you know, there wasn't a box, there weren't any tags or stickers or anything, so I couldn't prove that they were new without tags, but they were in great condition. But finally, I got an offer of $75, which I very happily accepted, and so I made a net profit of $40 on those. I am getting a lot better about knowing when to pay up for things and being braver about paying up for things, and I had someone ask me a question about that. I don't remember when, maybe it was like in a Whatnot show or something, and I just said, you know, it's one of those things that you get better at the more you know about an item, the more success you have with reselling. Like, you just start to kind of gain that intuition of what kinds of things are worth paying up for. So that was a really cool sale, and I'm happy that the week ended like that. And like I said, you know, these 2 weeks were pretty awful. We're going to get into my numbers for this week here in a second, this first week of August. But now that we're in the last week of August, I'm definitely seeing a light at the end of the tunnel, and I really hope that you are too. But let's get into my numbers really quickly. In total, I sold 10 items. I don't think I shared this, but the week before, in total, I had sold 16 items. Whew, that is just so sad. Now, I was in Seattle this whole time. These 2 weeks, I was in Seattle. I think I came back like on the 5th or something like that. But for the majority of these 2 weeks that I talked about in this video, I was in Seattle. And a week and a half before that, I had been at Disney. So it was a lot of like me having been gone, me still recovering from the trip before. Like, I get it. Like, it was summer slowdown, but compounded on top of that, I also was not listing. I was catching up on things from being gone. So it was like the perfect storm of why, you know, it was such a crappy week. But it was still a crappy week. So 10 items sold for a net profit of $169.60. I think last week's What Sold video had 2 weeks worth of sales, and I think one of those weeks was also like a week where I didn't crack $200 in net profit, and I talked about how I couldn't remember the last time that had happened, only to have it happen again, you know, just 2 weeks later. It was a rough summer. But I am here to bust my butt these next 4 months because I really do want to hit my goal. I really do want to hit $40,000 in net profit. I think that would be so cool as a part-time reseller. We're going to see if we can make it happen. Like I said, video coming out as to what I'm going to do to see if I can make it happen. And if I don't, I don't. And I'm not going to beat myself up over it. But we're going to work towards that goal to see if we can make it. So that's the video for the week in reselling. We have a lot of highs, but there are also lows, and I think it's irresponsible not to talk about the lows. I think it's irresponsible not to talk about the weeks that you don't even make $200 in net profit because you're out gallivanting around the country and, you know, vacationing and doing all those things, and I'm not going to apologize for that. I'm not going to apologize for taking time off to spend time with my family and, you know, use the money that I work so hard to earn. And why do I work so hard as a reseller on the side of my full-time job as a high school choir teacher? I do it so that, you know, my family can afford to do these kinds of things, so we can fly to Seattle and spend time with my parents, so that we can go on vacation and just make memories. That's why I work as hard as I do with my side hustle of reselling, and I'm not going to apologize for that, and I'm going to, you know, take these random crappy weeks of less than $200 in net sales, and I'm gonna take them with a smile on my face because that's the price you pay for also enjoying your life. And like I said, not gonna apologize for it. So I hope that you guys are seeing an uptick in your sales as well. Hopefully very soon here, maybe after just a couple more crappy weeks of What Sold. Hopefully you'll get to hear about some really great sales weeks, because hopefully the things that I do in the future to get a boost in my sales, they pay off. That's the goal, right? So that was my video for the week. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.